Saw a trend the other day, which is 5 things that you could tell yourself 10 years ago. And I thought it would be quite apt to share my things that I would tell 2016 me. So 10 years ago, I was 20 years old. Thought I had it all figured out. Quite clearly, I didn't. There's a lot of things that I know now that I didn't know then that I would definitely have liked to have known. I would have done a hell of a lot of things differently. I would have probably came out at the end of that decade a lot different. The first one is telling myself that I've got plenty of time. No, fat boy, you really don't. Don't waste your 20s putting off doing the hard work to get where you want to be and be who you want to be. It gets easier and easier as the years go by to go, oh, it's fine, I've got plenty of time, I'll do it in a few years, I've got plenty. Like, no, you don't. Before you know it, your 30s will creep up on you. You know what I mean? I can remember going to see the Stone Roses in 2016 like it was last week, and I was 20. I can remember me 21st in York. I can remember COVID when I was 23, going into 24. And it all feels like it was last week, and it wasn't. It was 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago. So, no, you haven't got time. Do it now, because there isn't any time like the present time. The older you get, the harder it gets to pull yourself out of all of these pits, and the harder it gets to do those things that you really want to do. Which rolls into number 2, educate yourself financially. Me at 20, I wasn't on a great deal of money. It was enough to be comfortable, but it wasn't like what you would call a full-time wage. I was only on a 20-hour contract at work. The hourly rate wasn't what it is now. But I still had the ability to save little and often. And oftentimes I chose not to do that. I chose frivolous spending, buying things I didn't need, takeaways, which is obviously how I ballooned up to nearly 25 stone by the time I hit sort of 22. Avoid, like the plague, credit cards, loans, overdrafts, lending money off friends and family. Don't do it. If you have to go without for a couple of weeks, go without for a couple of weeks. The single worst thing that I did as a young man was to get into debt. I've only just this year, at the age of 30, managed to get my hands on it and get it under control to the point where it's not coming from left, right and centre, and be in a position where I'm comfortable enough to pay it off and it not affect my day-to-day life, where for the majority of my 20s, through credit card debt and then by extension of that, payday loans, living in overdrafts, bank loans, frivolous spending, I was at one point paying, I think, 7, maybe 8 different avenues of debt in one go. And then as I was paying that one off, I would use that one to live on because I'd paid off that one with me earnings. But then I was in the overdraft, which meant I then lent on that one. And it was just a vicious circle of debt and bullshit that I really struggled to get out of until I swallowed a very bitter pill at the start of this year and got it all into one place in one payment. And in all honesty, it's a lot of stress for the past 10 years that I really could have done without, but it was self-inflicted because I don't think that we're educated enough about things like that in school, but that's another topic to talk about at a different time. Number 3 would be don't chase validation. Be yourself, be authentically yourself, not what others think that you should be. Through trying to impress people who are not even in my life now, some people who I was trying to impress in 2016 I haven't spoke to since, some probably 2016, others 2017, 18. Some people are still in my life, but the people who ultimately I pivoted to try and impress back then led me into various things like drugs, alcohol, going on like I was something I wasn't. Not necessarily changing me morals, but potentially sidestepping from what I believe and how I wanted to be as a human being to impress people who, for all intents and purposes, have no bearing on my life and haven't for a good long time. Don't change who you are fundamentally for the benefit of others who, realistically, they don't give a shit about you in the grand scheme of things. People are too busy on their own bullshit to worry about what you're doing with yours. Number 4, I would say detach from social media because, and this is not just for me, I would probably advise anybody even now to do this. The longer you spend on social media, the more the algorithms feed you negativity. They show you everybody else's highlight reels. did a video on this a few months ago about how social media is a virus. You become addicted to social media, and I know that's highly hypocritical of to say because I'm sitting here ranting into a camera for about 5 people that give a shit. But again, I do this as a method of therapy and coping and getting things off my chest that I probably struggle to get off my chest in a face-to-face setting. Like, I wouldn't be able to sit down here and have a conversation with somebody over this table about half the stuff I speak into a camera about. So that's where this kind of setting comes from. But social media in general is something that is rewiring a lot of people's minds, and mine specifically for the last 10 years, into craving it and craving the dopamine from that. So what I would say to 20-year-old me is live outside of that bubble. Like, yeah, use social media for the good things to come, like the charity team, the boxing that you end up doing, connecting with friends, all that sort of stuff, but don't hold a hell of a lot of your life on social media, because I was very, very much guilty of that, and I still am to this day, and it's definitely something that I need to work on going forward. But social media isn't the be-all and end-all. Like, the really real world out there is far more important than what's behind this screen. And the fifth and final one that I would be telling myself 10 years ago, and it's probably the most important one that I can give to other people as well, is nobody but you can save you. Nobody's coming to save you. I spent a hell of a lot of my 20s I've never been diagnosed, so I would never describe myself as having depression. I find that disrespectful to the people who actually have been clinically diagnosed, but I would say I have depressive episodes. I have melancholic, depressive tendencies. I struggle with poor mental health. Probably would get diagnosed if I went, but I feel like I've got a pretty decent handle on it, so there's not really any need. Anyway, that's digressing. I spent a hell of a lot of my early 20s waiting for somebody to come and help me, and being a little bit bitter that my friends weren't helping us, that my family weren't helping us, that nobody was reaching out to pull me out of the shit. But my friends have got their own shit going on, so there you go. My family didn't know that I was struggling because I refused to open up. I still to this day have these walls up where I really struggle to open up. Again, hence this whole setting here. So they can't help because I didn't tell them that I was suffering. Middle finger, I'll put that one up. And yeah, the third one, waiting for somebody to come and save us when all of the tools that I needed to save myself were here, and were here. Like, and this is something that you can apply to other people as well. Like, yeah, lean on your friends and lean on your family, and people can help you in that sense. But unless you yourself are willing to put in the hard work, it's all going to be for nothing, because you'll just go around in circles and end up in the same place that you are now. So pull your head out of your arse, accept that you need help, but that help isn't coming unless you lay the groundwork first. So just as a quick recap, I'll put the list up there. You don't have time. You need to do it now. Don't waste your 20s. Educate yourself financially. Don't chase validation from anybody but yourself. Detach from the virus that is social media, and nobody is coming to help you. You need to help yourself first. You live and you learn. I made a hell of a lot of mistakes in my 20s that I'm trying to rectify now that I'm technically in my 30s, 30 years of age, still not anywhere where I wanted to be at this point in life. I'm probably a bit further back, if anything. Nothing really's changed except I'm older and maybe slightly wiser, but I'm still the big bald idiot that I was 10 years ago. I'm still shaving weird facial hair in just because I get bored. And I still struggle, and I've still got lots to learn, but I'm laying the groundwork to get all of those applied now. It's just a shame that I couldn't do them 10 years ago. So, right, if you got this far, as ever, cheers for watching.